Hi, Toano Middle School. This is another entry in our Information Literacy Learning Video series, and today we're going to use the online catalog and enter a subject and see what we can find. Oh, don't worry about this. You're not going to have to memorize this whatsoever, but I do want to point out some very important parts of it. Remember that anytime you see a book that is marked with an F, either in the spine or in a catalog entry, that means that it's a fiction book, and our fiction books are located down the center of the library. If it's marked with a B, that means it's a biography. It's a true story about somebody's life, and that's on the very last row in the center. Graphic novels, GNs, are located very close to the checkout desk. And anything with a number on it, that's using the Dewey Decimal Number System here, is helping to organize all of these topics so that we can find them. Remember that anything with a number also is always going to be located on the blue wall, the far wall that's from the entrance of the library. Let's go on a little field trip here to see if we can locate something using a subject search. We're going to go to the Toano Middle School webpage. We're going to go to the library link, our online catalog, and Toano Middle School. And in this case right here, we're not going to do a keyword search or a title search. We're actually going to skip over the author. We're going to ask it to show us everything on the subject of birds. Click on the link for subject. And if you'll notice, we have a lot on birds. Several pages. That doesn't mean that they're all nonfiction books. Some of them might be fiction. Some of them may be websites. You name it. But if you take a look at the entry here, you need to learn how to read up on these entries here. Flightless birds is a 598, and I happen to know that the 500s are going to be the sciences that include things like biology, and that this book is actually in and on the shelf because it says there's one of one copy available. We take a look at paper birds that fly. It's a 745, and on 745s, that's going to be sports and hobbies, which probably means that it's all about folding paper in order to make paper birds like cranes and things like that. And that one is checked out at this moment. If by chance you ever see a book that is checked out and you would like to have it, let us know. We can put your name down on a hold. It's called an electronic hold, and whenever the book comes in, there's a special little beep that happens and your name comes up that tells us to hold it for you. We will contact you in your homeroom when that book comes in. If you take a look at some of the other entries here, 500s, 300s, 500s. We even have an 811, which is a poetry book. Poetry is located in the 800s. We have picture books as well. Picture book fiction is what that means. And if you'll take a look here, Wild Wings has an F in front of it. That means it's in the fiction section. And if you look at the fiction section, it is always categorized by the last three letters of the author's last name, which is Lewis. Well, let's go back and take a look at that very first book. I'm really interested in flightless birds, so 598s. When I'm looking for it, I'm going to look at the top of the shelves, and we're going to start over on the left-hand side. And you're going to see these numbers right here, the 0s to the 292s. And as you're walking from the left to the right-hand side of the back of the library across that blue wall, you're going to notice these numbers. Additionally, I've placed these signs in each section to help you identify what subjects are being covered in that section. For example, we've got the 500s here, and like I said, 500s is pretty much all about science. We're going to see things about the earth, physics, animals, humans, the weather, math. And if you'll take a look here at the very end of the spine right here, the 598.5, it's all about what? Birds. Notice the second line right here, BAS, that's the first three letters of the author's last name of this book on flightless birds. So getting back to the catalog, hopefully you're going to be able to do a subject search if you need to in the future. Remember, at any time whatsoever, if you ever need help, please speak up and ask us. We love to help you. It's our job.